So Satou Sabally. She is arguably the best free agent available. Outside of Satou and like Kelsey Plum, there's no really like absolutely elite free agents that don't already play for the Fever.
Hold on to your seats, because the WNBA is about to be shaken up. Satou Sabally, one of the league's hottest free agents, just revealed she's eyeing a spot on the Indiana Fever. This isn't just any team up. We're talking about joining forces with the incredible Caitlin Clark. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Think about it. Sabally averaged 17.9 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 5 assists last season. Now picture her alongside Clark, who's already turning heads as a rookie. This duo could be unstoppable.
I admit I don't know the free agent situation in the WNBA, but are you in a position where you can add some pieces?
I would think that if you are a smart basketball player and you watch the way she plays, you would want to play with her. Yes, we are. We're definitely in a position.
But there's a catch. Can the Fever make the numbers work to bring Sabally on board? You know what's crazy about Satou Sabally? She's not just a scoring machine. This girl's got game in every part of the court. Let's break it down. We're talking points, rebounds, assists, the whole package. Sabally's averaging nearly 18 points a game, but that's just the start. She's grabbing over 8 rebounds and dishing out 4 assists too. That's insane for a forward. But here's where it gets interesting. Sabally's not your typical forward. She's like a Swiss Army knife out there. Imagine this. She's grabbing rebounds 1 second, then leading the fast break the next. You don't see that every day from a 6'4" player. It's like she's got the skill set of a guard in a forward's body. Her shooting? Off the charts. Sabally's hitting 36% from beyond the arc. That's better than some guards. But that's not even the best part. You won't believe how she impacts the game on defense. She's got quick hands, averaging over a steal per game. And when it comes to protecting the rim, she's swatting away shots like it's nobody's business. Here's the kicker. Sabally's versatility is exactly what the Fever need. Think about it. They've got a young team that's still finding its identity. Now throw in a player who can do it all, score from anywhere, rebound like a beast, and set up her teammates. It's like adding the missing piece to a puzzle. But hold up, there's more to this story.
Obviously, after liking a whole bunch of posts yesterday about playing in Indiana. So she's come out and said she's a free agent. And then Overtime said Satou teaming up with Caitlin, kind of here for that narrative. It's the one player that I would say gives Indiana Fever the brightest future, because Satou's like 26 years old.
You know what's crazier? Sabally's only 25. She's just hitting her prime. Imagine her teaming up with Caitlin Clark. That's a duo that could dominate the league for years. We're talking about a potential dynasty in the making here. Let's talk about chemistry for a second. Sabally's the kind of player who makes everyone around her better. She's not just about padding her own stats. She's always looking for the open teammate, setting screens, and doing the little things that don't show up on the stat sheet. That's the kind of player who can transform a good team into a great one.
Like, she is just constantly liking posts. She's constantly liking posts about going to Indiana. Imagine you put Satou, a versatile defender, great shooter, great slasher, great at drawing fouls. She's not going to be going to... she's only going to Indiana. She's only liking posts about going to Indiana.
Sabally makes her teammates better, but imagine a player so good that established stars are dreaming of playing with her. What if I told you there's a rookie who's already reshaping the WNBA landscape? Caitlin Clark's impact goes way beyond the stat sheet, and it's got everyone talking. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark for a second. This rookie is something else. You've seen her highlights, right? The no-look passes, the deep threes, the way she controls the game. But do you know what she's really doing for the Fever? It's not just about the points she's putting up. Clark is changing the entire vibe of the team. Here's the thing. Clark isn't just scoring. She's making everyone better. We're talking about 8.4 assists per game. That's not just good for a rookie. That's elite for any point guard in the league. Imagine being a forward on the Fever right now. You're running down the court, and suddenly, bam! The ball's in your hands, right where you want it. Clark's got this crazy ability to see plays before they happen. You know what's wild? Players are actually wanting to come to Indiana now. The Fever used to be just another team, but with Clark, they're becoming a destination. It's like she's got this gravitational pull, attracting talent from all over the league. And it's not just the stats, it's the energy she brings to the game. But here's the catch. The Fever still need more firepower to be true contenders. Clark's amazing, but basketball's a team sport. They need another star to really take things to the next level. And that's where Sabally comes in. You want to know how much Sabally wants to play with Caitlin Clark? Just check out her TikTok. Sabally's been dropping hints about free agency, talking about joining a team with championship potential. And let's be real, with Clark running the show, the Fever are looking more and more like contenders every day. And that brings us back to Sabally. Can you imagine these two on the same team? Clark's pinpoint passes meeting Sabally's versatile skill set? It's like a match made in basketball heaven. But we're not done yet. There's more to this story, and you won't believe what's coming next. Alright, so Sabally wants to join Clark. But hold up, is this just hype? Or is there something real here? Let's break down why this potential pairing isn't just exciting. It might be exactly what both sides need. And trust me, the numbers tell a story you won't see coming. Okay, picture this. Sabally in a Fever jersey running the floor with Clark. It sounds great, right? But it's not just about the highlight reel. This move makes sense on so many levels.
Like, she is just constantly liking posts. She's constantly liking posts about going to Indiana. She's not going to be going to... she's only going to Indiana. She's only liking posts about going to Indiana. You're probably going to have to decide one of Satou or Kelsey Mitchell. Because you're not going to be able to give... I don't think you're going to be able to give 4 max contract players.
First off, let's talk about what the Fever need. They've got some pieces, sure. Clark's lighting it up, and Kelsey Mitchell's no joke. But something's missing. They need a versatile forward who can score, defend, and add some size. That's Sabally to a T. Now, throw Sabally into that mix. See how things change? Suddenly, the Fever aren't just a team with potential. They're a nightmare for opponents. Imagine Clark dishing out those no-look passes to Sabally on the wing, or Sabally grabbing a rebound and starting the fast break herself. It's like adding rocket fuel to an already revving engine. But here's the real question. Can the Fever even afford her? Let's talk money for a second. The salary cap, Sabally's value, all that stuff. You know what's crazy? The Fever actually have about $650,000 in cap space. That's not chump change in the WNBA, but Sabally's not going to come cheap. She just won Most Improved Player, and her stock is sky high. Here's where it gets interesting. The Fever might need to make some moves to free up even more space. There's talk they might let go of Erica Wheeler, who made $202K last year. It's like a game of chess, and the Fever are positioning their pieces just right.
So, Satou Sabally to the Fever. Now that is an interesting one. Satou is 26. She's probably got 5-6 more years. And she played like an all-star last year coming back. I think Satou Sabally wants to be gone. And I think one of the reasons why is because Dallas are kind of going nowhere.
So, is Satou Sabally really joining the Indiana Fever? Look, nothing's set in stone. But the pieces are there. The Fever have the cap space, they've got the rising star in Clark, and most importantly, they've got a clear plan to build a championship contender. Sabally could be the final piece of that puzzle. You know what's wild? This isn't just about next season. We're talking about a move that could shape the WNBA for years to come. Clark and Sabally, both in their prime, leading a team together. That's the kind of duo that wins championships. And for Sabally, it's a chance to be part of something special from the ground up.
Not Dallas is my home. Is my home. Dallas is my American home. Dallas will always be my first. So, what is likely to happen is I think Satou wants out of Dallas.
Hold up, you didn't think the Fever were the only ones after Sabally, did you? This free agency is turning into a full-on battle royale, and Sabally's the prize everyone's fighting for. Let's break it down, because this isn't just a two-team race, it's a whole league scrambling to land this superstar. Here's where it gets wild. Some teams are throwing cash around like it's nothing. Others are flashing their stacked rosters. But you know what's crazy? Sabally's not just chasing the biggest paycheck. She wants to win, and that's making things way more interesting. Imagine this. Sabally's sitting there looking at offers from teams that made the playoffs last year. They're promising her a shot at a ring right now. But then there's the Fever with Clark and all that young talent saying, "Hey, come build something special with us." It's like choosing between a sure thing and a potentially huge payoff. You won't believe what some teams are doing to get Sabally. We're talking about franchises completely reshaping their plans. They're clearing cap space, considering trades, all for a shot at landing her. It's like watching a bunch of chess players trying to set up the perfect move. Let's talk about what Sabally brings to the table. We're not just talking about her 17.9 points per game. This girl's averaging 8.1 rebounds and 4.4 assists too. That's insane versatility. Teams are looking at her and seeing a player who can change their whole identity. But here's the kicker. Sabally's not just good, she's getting better. She just won Most Improved Player. Teams are thinking, if she's this good now, what's she gonna be like in a year or two? It's like trying to buy stock in a company you know is about to blow up. So, will Sabally and Clark become the new super duo in the WNBA? Man, if it happens, we're talking about a potential dynasty in the making. Clark's already turning heads as a rookie, and Sabally's entering her prime. Together, they could dominate for years. But hold up, we're not done yet. There's one more twist in this story, and it's a big one. You think you know how this is gonna end? Trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. Alright, let's wrap this up. Sabally joining the Fever? That's not just another free agent move. We're talking potential dynasty here, folks. Imagine Clark and Sabally lighting up the court together for years. It's like watching the birth of a super team in real time. But here's the thing, nothing's set in stone yet. Sabally's got options, and she's holding all the cards. Will she chase the biggest paycheck? Or is she all in on building something special with Clark and the Fever? You know what's wild? This decision could change the whole landscape of the WNBA. We're not just talking next season, we're talking about the next 5, maybe even 10 years. The ball's in Sabally's court now. What do you think she'll do? Man, I can't wait to see how this plays out.